This is an introduction. Hi.
Yo.
What is up, my friend?
Not much, my other friend.
I'm DJ.
I am Steph.
And we're Weirdsterly. It's a nice day for a weird wedding. I know this is a topic that you have been dying to do.
Well, okay. Backstory. We both have worked in the wedding industry in various aspects. I had started helping with a DJ, and then I became a day of coordinator. I also became ordained because weddings that I was coordinating, the ministers, I've had at least 3 weddings where the minister backed out. So it just kind of helps the business.
It does.
And in fact, me and you have done a wedding together.
True. That was a good wedding, though.
And they're still together.
Yay!
And they had a kid a year ago.
Oh my gosh, there's babies.
Yes, there's babies of them.
That's amazing.
So I honestly don't have any stories.
I still have their wedding favor.
Really?
Yeah, I think they were the lip balm, right? She made lip balm, her own lip balm. And like I grabbed one. I'm gonna take wedding. I'm gonna take your wedding favors. Like I love swag.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I took one and it's still in my car. Well, I don't know where it is now because I crashed my car and then I flipped my car and then now my car is back on the road. That's the first time I've said it publicly.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I kind of didn't say anything because I didn't want the 50 million. Are you? No, I'm not okay. Do you see my upside down car?
Wait, when did you get it back?
I got it back. I'm actually parked behind you, so we have the blue and green of Weirdsterly.
Oh, no way.
Right.
So if anyone drove by us, they'd be like, oh, look, that's where their logo came from.
Yeah. Kind of.
That's actually, so another fun fact, our logo colors were based on our color of car.
Yeah.
Because yours is green and I'm blue. And I like blue and you like green. And it worked out.
I do. I like our logo.
I love our logo. I think it is adorable and cool. And yeah. You know where else you could get that logo? On merch.
Our merch.
We have merch. This one is technically customized because, well, we were excited because we own a business and all that jazz. But we have jazz hands. For any 90s kids or early 2000s, this is not jazz hands. This is jazz hands. Bring it on reference. So anyway, we both have done our fair time in the wedding industry. And a few funny things have come about, if you will, of those years. I've been working weddings since I was 19. I'm only 27. I'm not. Technically, I'm 40.
I wasn't going to say anything. I'm like, you do you.
It's all the night cream I use. You would never know.
Oh, Roxy wants to say hi.
Oh, yay, Roxy.
Roxy, the radio dog, is our co-producer. There you are. I know the camera's not there anymore.
Nyron can be like the silent supervisor who like watches from a camera and then texts you like, stop doing that.
Yeah.
That's what
Talks with Nyron. We have to do that.
Okay, I'll write that down in our app of ideas.
Yeah,
like our show ideas.
Yeah, her notepad has turned into like a business write-off.
This whole thing is stuff.
You might have issues.
Oh, that's a fact.
Yeah,
there's no question on that. No, not at all. And I have people to back that up. So anyway, I started doing that when I was 19. I'm 40 now, so I've done one or a few hundred. How long have you been doing it? Or at least
I started DJing karaoke in 2009. And then my first DJ gig was New Year's Eve. A few years later, because they were like, you're a DJ. I'm like, I'm not. And
so
they're
like, you could clearly do this.
But you have music. I don't. And they're like, but our DJ is sick. Okay, let's do this. It was terrible. And then I started doing weddings and events. So I mean, it was all very quick. So I feel like between 2009 and 2011 somewhere, I started doing weddings. My first wedding was an absolute catastrophe.
We're gonna have you go first.
It was and I don't care because she asked for a refund because she was a bridezilla. So I was thinking about this show and I'm like, oh, I don't want to like I don't really dig on anyone except for her. So this lady, complete bridezilla, I did not know what I was walking into. Um, she had this wedding plan that was longer than Steph's show idea list. And it was
That's
all
long.
we're getting married at 11 a.m. and then we are going to go do photos and then you should be at the venue at 11 a.m. to wait for us. And then we will be at the venue at, and this isn't accurate. This is just like, this is how it went.
Thrown out there.
And then when we walk in, or then there will be cocktail hour. And this is all very typical.
Right.
There will
There's
be
always a
cocktail hour.
timeline.
And then, and I love that.
Me
so I was
too.
like, sweet, I have a timeline way before I have to go be like, who's the wedding planner?
Mhm.
And
I
then
always make timelines.
at the end of cocktail hour, chaos ensued. It was when you introduce us like this. And then right after you introduce us, introduce the wedding party. And then we're going to do our first dance. So that's at 12:05.
In 37 seconds.
And at 12:10, we're going to start off lunch, the luncheon. And then at 12:30, everybody needs to be done eating because we're going to cut the cake. And then at 12:35, we're going to do something, a speech. And then at 12:40, you need to announce this. And then at 12:42, after you announce that, and I'm like, am I supposed to like 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes?
Have
2 minutes.
17 timers.
Okay, attention. Like what?
You need
what?
17 timers.
Yeah, and so, and then at 1, we're going to start passing out dessert. That has nothing to do with me, lady. Like, I am the DJ. And then at 1:05, the reception will start. And at 1:07, we're going to play the dollar game. And so now I have to explain the dollar game. And it's basically a glorified stripper dance. I don't know. I don't like games. If you have a cute one, cool. If you had it planned, cool. If you throw the DJ into it, F off. So we're playing the dollar game. And then that was going to last, she thought, like 10 minutes with her 100 guests who
totally 10 minutes.
want to give her $1. And so there was that. And so the dollar game is the bride and groom go on the dance floor and then you form 2 lines. Who wants to dance with the bride? Who wants to dance with the groom? And so you have $1 and you give them $1 to dance with them. And it's just a cute way to have a little bit extra money for the honeymoon or whatever.
Right.
And with 100 guests, you're going to make upwards of $200 because everybody wants to dance with the bride and everybody wants to dance with the groom. And honestly, this takes like 20 to 60 minutes depending on what your guest list is.
Right.
And so you don't want to cut anybody off. Like,
yeah, and how many songs can you even get through?
Right.
Like there's
and so 10 minutes later
timing.
She wanted to then let people dance and then clear the dance floor because they were going to have like their dance. And then people can dance again. And then they were going to play the shoe game. The shoe game is another cute game that I also have to teach people.
Yeah.
You put a chair back to back and the groom sits on one side and the bride sits on the other and they both take off their shoes. And the bride has a shoe
they exchange
of hers.
One of...
Yep. And one of the grooms. And then the groom has one of his and one of the brides. And the DJ, now, mind you, I have to come up with this game because she did not give me questions. So I have to come up with the question. So I'm like, holy Google.com.
Well, and that alone can be...
This is my first wedding. So I'm like, what the hell is the chair game at a wedding?
Well, that's also difficult, though, because if you ask the wrong question, which I've been at a wedding where they did that.
Like, who's more faithful? Oh, snap. Sorry. So say I'm the bride and I have the groom's shoe and the bride's shoe or like the partner's shoe. and then your own shoe. So if you think it's your own fault, like who's messier? Me. So I'm going to put my shoe up, like loud and proud. I am messier. And then who is the better driver? Jen. She did not flip her car. And so this goes on. 10 minutes later, she wants everybody to dance. And then I should have saved this as my first wedding, this like to do. And then I was like, I'm never going to be a DJ again. This was god awful. But I've been to weddings and I was like, was that real? And then 10 minutes later, she wanted to do some other hootenanny game. And then 10 minutes later, she wanted me to announce that there was a guest book, which is totally normal. But like, it was just like, I was basically like this the whole wedding. And I have no idea what I played. And I had no rhyme or reason of what I played, which I don't like because I like to tell a story as I'm DJing. Like if the reason why I personally go fast song to slow song is because it like,
it brings it up, then brings it slower.
Like we're dancing and we're having fun and we're two crazy kids. And then to back that up with like Lady in Red, because now we're getting married and things are sophisticated. And, red is a very royal color. And like, the Japanese, it just reminds me of weddings.
Right.
And so that's why I personally played this next song. Unless you put it on your list of, I don't like that song. And then she wanted to do like the chicken dance. And then she wanted at, 2:03 play Cupid Shuffle. And
I like the Cupid Shuffle. I'm not going to lie.
I've just never since had anyone plan every single minute of her wedding.
So when I made timelines, I planned out almost every minute, but that was a behind the scenes.
That's for you
thing, right? Like I
did
never
this happen. Like it didn't. So we should probably get that going.
Right.
But you're not going to be like, it was Cupid Shuffle first, and then it was the Macarena. And
how dare you play that one?
That was supposed to be 10 minutes from now to like give people a break. Like I didn't know how to play music. That is not the hard part of my job, lady.
No.
This poor guy the whole time, this was probably the worst part because this broke my heart completely. This poor guy looked so sad. Like, what did I just do? What in the world?
The groom?
Yeah, the groom was like, what in the world did I just do? And he's like watching her freak out at like grandma for not dancing at her special day and saying that her cousin was pregnant and making a big like stink, like, and she wasn't making a big stink. She was in pain.
Right.
And so she had her feet up, but her dress was showing. And I said to her, I'm like, your dress. And she was like, oh, snap. And she like yelled at her about, this was not about her. And I'm like, listen, nobody needs to see the tunnel until the baby is coming out. So I was trying to help. So she demanded her money back. And I said no. And then my friend swooped in and gave her money back. And I was pissed because I only found out months later that he did that. But he thought I did a great job. Mm-hmm. And he thought she was being unreasonable. But also he was friends with both of us. So he decided to basically pay for her wedding and give her money back, say it was from me. So spoiler alert, it was never from me. Mm-hmm. That was the worst wedding I've ever been to. And none has been that bad ever since.
I don't think I've ever had a bridezilla by the term of what a bridezilla is. I've had very nervous brides as in like some, so here's one.
That breaks my heart.
So she was nervous, not because she was happy getting married or all the reasons you think of getting nervous.
Am I doing the right thing?
It was none of that.
No.
So
of course not.
I was officiating and coordinating this wedding. So, and that was very common. I used to do both of them at the same time for a lot of the weddings. So I'd already talked with them. Like contracts were already signed. It was 3 days before their wedding. It was like a Wednesday. They were getting married on Saturday. Get a phone call. Steph, you're not going to believe what just happened or what I just found out. Like, you're probably right. So fill me in.
What's up?
Her soon-to-be husband was still technically married in another state.
Of America?
Yeah. Something about, now I don't know all the legalities of it. This is just what I was told, was that he didn't finish signing paperwork. And it was like one form or something. And when they went to go get their license, something popped up and
warning,
run away. Well, they didn't know what to do because they weren't allowed to get their marriage license. And why they waited 3 days before the wedding,
I was just thinking that. I'm like, you can get it anytime.
Most states allow you up to 45 days.
Yeah.
Every state is different. They have their own, like, I did a wedding in Massachusetts. I had to register with the Commonwealth of Massachusetts.
Oof.
But that is really easy. All you do is send them a form that you get offline. It has to be 6 weeks before the wedding within that time frame. Yeah, because they're a Commonwealth state. So you don't pay anything. You don't do anything special unless something has changed. You just have to register with them as a legal officiant.
All right, I'm gonna just express how stupid I am right now. What the hell is Commonwealth state?
It has to do with governments and stuff like that.
Okay.
I don't know the actual definition for you, but
weird.
Yeah. So, well, that's not the wedding we're talking about.
Oh.
That was just to give you an idea of the different laws in different states. So I'm like, okay, I can figure this out. So what we ended up doing, because everything was printed, everything was set, like 3 days beforehand. What are you going to do? We did a commitment ceremony. Should have anyone have asked what happened?
That's genius. You thought of that just out on your feet?
I had no choice. Well,
that's true.
I mean,
like, you kind of just figure it out.
So, fun fact for anyone who's getting vow renewals or any of that, you don't need a legal priest or father or minister or anything like that, because there's no legal binding paperwork. To officially get married, you need someone who is ordained in some form or fashion to sign off on the paperwork. So we went ahead saying, like, okay, so here's what's going to, anyone asks me, it is a commitment ceremony, because I legally didn't sign any paperwork, but all the guests think it's this great wedding and it went off without a hitch. There was lots of hitches.
There was a hitch.
There was
in another state. They were hitched.
There was a lot of hitches. So they had to wait 2 weeks from the day they had asked or like put things in motion. And then fast forward, they get their license. I had to meet up with them somewhere else and then do the official, like, do we? So I made them a certificate for the day we did a commitment ceremony.
Mm-hmm.
And then they got their license afterwards.
Don't tell grandma.
No. That's not even the only thing that happened at that wedding. So where do I begin? Let's see. The bride's brother, one of the brothers, she had 3 brothers, kept trying to hit on me and ask me out the entire time.
Yes.
Now, mind you,
how could he contain himself? Have you met you?
I have. I wished he did, though. So I was officiating and coordinating. I'm running around, like a chicken with my head cut off, trying to get everything done.
Hot.
Yeah, it was also really hot that day. So he keeps trying to follow me and asks me to talk to me. I'm like, my guy, I am busy right now. Do you not see my timeline? So eventually, towards the end of the night, he finally asked to talk to me. I'm like, okay, fun little tidbit to put in there. He's as old as my father. Just keep that in mind. Comes up to me. He's like,
oh, that's so young.
Yeah.
Love you, Don.
Oh, wait. The Don. Wait a minute. Hold on.
The Don. He came up again.
The Don. I got to make sure he watches this episode.
Yeah. That's her dad.
The Don.
He's very young, but compared to Steph.
To ask me out on a date.
Yep.
No.
Yep.
So he kept going on and on about how he is so impressed with everything that I've done and that he really would love to take me out and see where things go and yada, yada, yada. And I was trying to work something on my phone because actually his gift to his sister was paying my service fee for coordinating and officiating and everything else. That was his gift. And that was before he met me. That was what he offered as his wedding gift. So he was paying with a card, and I had something, like the Square app or something on my phone I'm trying to get so you can swipe, but it wasn't working. So I'm down here like this. He's talking, and he's like, I would love to take you out on a date. I'm sorry? What? He's like, yeah, I'm just really, really impressed with everything you've done. It's like,
My job.
Thank you. My boyfriend, Ryan Gosling, is not really, we've been together a while, so you know. Oh, okay. I appreciate it. Thank you. No, thank you. And then he went off on his way.
Mm-hmm.
Then this was at a rod and gun club. So it was a very interesting area. A lot of bikers and a lot of veterans, which, nothing against at all. The venue double booked a biker's wake and this wedding. So that was fun to try and get that finagled. While I'm doing that,
dearly beloved,
y'all want to get in on this too?
We're gathered here.
So
for reasons.
Lots of reasons. So then I'm trying to, I don't remember what I was trying to do at the moment. But next thing I know, I see a dog that kind of looks like Roxy. I have a picture somewhere I can find.
Wait, this is all one wedding?
This is all in one wedding, sweetheart. That
Louise.
All of a sudden this dog comes running by me. And I'm not sure, why is there a dog running by me? Just to find out that he got out of the gate of the house that he lived at. So I have a picture of me sitting with this dog, trying to contact its owner to come pick up said dog. That was a fun moment. Before the wedding, and because it was outside, they had one of those those big white tents that you can rent that has,
I love those,
like the clear window kind of thing. So they were trying to put it up and they were having issues, and I said, I can help you. I put these up a lot. And they had the balls to say to me, not just balls, audacity to say to me, why don't you go back doing girly stuff you're probably better at? I was like,
all right, bro.
Okay. So the next thing you know, I hear them going, does anyone have a hammer? Does anyone have this? I'm like, well, I do, but I'm too busy doing girly stuff.
Yeah, I have a whole toolkit because I'm prepared.
This is what I do. I'm sure there was other crazy things that happened with that wedding, but it was
just too traumatic to remember it all.
There's a lot that happened from that wedding that I don't know. I gotta find that picture though of me with the dog. That was kind of funny.
That's amazing. I had a wedding that had you said the white tent, had one of those white tents, and like it was unbeknownst to them that like to have a DJ, you need power.
Typically.
And so that was
not always.
It's one of the things that people like don't think of. There was another one. Now I'm thinking of all the white tent weddings. I love those tents. Those tents make things like they're just a big old canvas tent or plasticky whatever tent, but you can do so much inside of them. Like it glows with the sun. I don't know. Yeah. I love them. I think they're magical.
Well, it helps because of the material it's made out of and all that.
So this one wedding was outside in these tents. They're not very soundproof. And like I guess the neighbor of this venue decided it was a really good time to start yard work. And so this wedding's happening and you hear and I don't know if they were mad at the venue. A lot of neighbors of venues do get pretty pissy about it, but I mean,
It also depends the kind of wedding that they have.
You're not really hurting the venue. They're already paid, honey.
Yeah.
You're hurting the people that you don't know. And so he is like weed whacking. I don't even think he was weed whacking. I think he was just like
doing something.
Because it sounded weird. And so like one of the groomsmen ran from the wedding lineup and ran through the bushes, and all you heard was ah. And it stopped, and he was like, "Oh, we're having a wedding. Can you like hold off for like at least until you hear the music? I don't know, or tomorrow." Yeah, that was because I was like, I get a lot of moments where I'm like,
yeah,
I don't know.
I had one where I was just officiating. I knew the wedding planner. We had worked on a previous wedding together, so that's how.
It's always really cool.
Huh?
That's always really cool.
Yeah. So that's how I got this one. Was she referred them to me? And well, let's start at the beginning. So I meet them. We start talking about what needs to be done for officiating. What do they want? And they tell me how they both work at the same place. I think it was like a factory or a warehouse. It was something like industrial. And it's very negative there. It's a very toxic workplace, the people that they're around. So they had asked me, and I was one of the last minute vendors that they got. Because I don't know if
the officiant.
Yeah.
Like they forgot they had to do that part.
I don't know if they forgot or they just hadn't.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I was one of the last ones. It was like a last minute thing. I've done a lot of last minutes. I had 2 hours once to get. Someone called me and said, "Are you free? I'm at the gym. Come over here when you're done." Because it was supposed to be an ad house. That's another thing. But yeah, the shortest amount of time I've ever had was 2 hours to get ready. So, as I said, some back out. That was one that someone backed out. So anyway, they had asked if I could get their rings blessed because they're in a very negative environment at work. They work together. It's just something they asked for. Okay, I got a guy.
I got a guy?
I do. His name's Henry. Good guy.
Henry.
Yeah, but we like Henry. He's cool. He was willing to bless them and everything for me. But I told him, like, hey, because of timing of your schedule and my schedule, I cannot get them to you until the day of the wedding. And it was like a week away. It was like, I promise you, you can check all my references. I am a good person. I swear.
I'm a good person. That's exactly what a bad person would say.
Yeah. Well, so they're like, oh, yeah, no problem. We got it. I'm like, cool. So I texted them once it had happened that the rings were blessed and whatnot. I then get messages from random family members of theirs because they told these people I stole their rings. That I stole their wedding rings.
Like, this is just like common conversation that you have with somebody getting married is you freak them out like that?
I had nothing to do with that.
Okay.
The couple told their family members
that you stole them.
That I stole their wedding rings.
Oh, I thought the family was like trying to convince them that they've.
No, the couple told people I stole the rings.
That's fun. Like Bonnie and Clyde over here, all in one.
Then I don't remember exactly the timeline of this section, but they then tell me they wanted to write their own vows, things to say to each other, but they both have severe social anxiety and want me to read them for them.
Are you technically married to both of them at the same time?
I would have gotten an annulment that day, that hour. I'm like, you know what? I've had to do weirder things. Okay. So I message them. I'm like, okay, so if this is what you're going to do, make sure like one person email me and someone text me, email me from different emails. Like
that's what ours did.
For
our wedding. It was like super secret.
Right. Yeah. So I tell them, just get it to me in some other way that's not the same. So they sent it to me from the same number.
Cool.
Yep. And
don't look, it's my turn.
Yeah. So I'm getting it on text message. And I'm like, okay. I then have to retype it out because I could barely understand it. But his started with, yo, baby girl.
So you had to say that?
I had to start, yo, baby girl. I his writing was, I promise E love you all time.
Long time.
So I had to
Where
rewrite
is
things.
that?
And I can't remember everything else. I know his beginning started with Yo Baby Girl or My Baby Girl, probably Yo Baby Girl. So then I start reading hers. And I had so much hope from the beginning. It said, like, Xavier, whatever his name was. I have loved you for as long as however, da, 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 da. I promise to love you to the end of time. I also promise to never cheat on you.
That's a good one.
But if you have to put that...
No, that's a good one. I like that one.
But if you have to feel the need to put
like,
that...
I am totally over cheating. We're married now. This is for real.
Yo, baby girl.
Yo, baby girl. My love is for real.
So there was that. Then the bride had told the planner, I, the officiant, offered a runner for her to walk down the aisle to. I never offered that.
The officiant, not the planner, would have that?
Yeah, because that makes sense.
Okay.
Now, even as a coordinator, I don't even have that to offer to them.
I got some tablecloths.
I can throw some things together, but...
There's an Amazon box in the corner.
This was an outdoor wedding, and I specifically remember standing next to the planner, and we're talking to the bride. Remember, do not wear stiletto type of shoes.
Oh, God, no.
You need to wear, like, flats, espadrilles,
You about to make a 102-hole golf course, girl.
And it was one of those areas where it was a kind of popular park-esque like thing. So there was dirt with rocks. Like, it wasn't all just grass either.
So, and then you're going to break your ankle.
It was everything.
Yep.
So we both are like, remember, flats, espadrilles, wedges, just barefoot. Not heeled stilettos, anything that has no separation. No. So she wears stilettos.
Cool. Perfect.
She is taking a long time to get down because this is outside. So she was in a car that was brought down-ish, and she was supposed to walk down. This was taking a long time. So I'm standing with
can't walk.
At this point, I thought she was already supposed to, like, she should have been to us already. And I remember the DJ having to put the song on loop.
Remix.
So I'm standing with the groom, and I can tell he's nervous and whatnot. And I'm already kind of annoyed with this whole thing because there were some other things. Someone had tried to say, well, I didn't think we had to pay you. One person actually said that to me. Yeah.
I know.
That's
what I would have said.
It got to, I remember texting them the night before saying that if no one pays me before an hour before the wedding, I will do a commitment ceremony, and that is all you will get from me.
Oh, you're nice.
So, well, I mean, I was already slightly invested because I kind of wanted to see how this train wreck was going to end to a point. So
I just want to watch her fall.
So the groom's next to me, and we have some time. So I'm trying to talk to him and calm him down, just see how he is, right? Hey, how you doing? You ready? You good? And he's like, yeah, I'm doing really good. I'm so happy all these people showed up. I'm like, yeah, there's a lot of people.
Didn't you invite them?
Who did? Well, just wait.
Okay, waiting.
I'm like, so who's all these people? Because we had enough time to talk about this while she's trying to get out of a car down. Yeah. So who's all these people? Oh, they're all our co-workers.
I thought they didn't like work.
Yeah.
That was why you stole their rings.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I'm sitting there with, the little folder, whatever thing that I have the vows and reading sermon in. And I'm like, you said you don't like any of them. Yeah, but they're the only ones that said they'd come.
This is turning out great.
Yeah.
So do you have to re-bless the rings? Like, did you smudge it?
It was a one and done.
You smudge it, or I don't know.
I started it. This is what I tell. So whenever a groom tries to be all funny, haha, like, hey, you're doing the wedding, can you do divorces too? Because that happens a lot. I usually look to the bride and be like, no, but I can proceed over funerals. So
that's true. Yeah.
Legally I can. So anyway, that whole debacle happens. Then comes the reception, and the DJ plays tons of songs that have swears in them.
Yes.
that there's also a lot of children.
Mommy, what is
What does it mean to bend over backwards? So I'm just sitting there and I'm just like, you know what? I feel better about myself. I'm just gonna keep whatever.
Sometimes it's the kid's fault that a song comes up with swear because they're like, "Can you play Lizzo?" And I'm like, "Who the
Right.
hell is Lizzo?" Sure.
Right.
And then I put it on and I'm like, "That's Lizzo." All right. I know who Lizzo is now.
So then I'm sitting at the table eating food because I was invited to stay for the whole time.
Great.
And
even though you stole the rings.
Yeah, they wanted a thief there to, enjoy the rest of
thief and all the people they didn't like. This is great.
Mm-hmm.
You have good stories. I just have annoying ones.
I'm not even done. I have others. So there's a couple that's sitting with me. One's she's in like a halter crop top, and the guy is just, they're not dressed for a wedding. Let's just put it that way. So they then want to ask me what it's like being an officiant. I'm telling, well, it's a lot of fun. I really enjoy, people in love and wanting them to be together. Like I really enjoy happiness, for all that. And the girl's like, honey, we should have her do our wedding. They're not engaged, by the way. Oh, you know what? So we want to get married at a castle. Do you know how much it would be to get married at the castle? First off, what the castle? Where we were.
What the castle?
I was like, there is no castle where we're at.
I mean, there's one like in Preston, isn't there? Like it was like the move the truck house.
That's, well, first off, that's a residence, not a castle.
But still.
That's in Voluntown.
Voluntown, there we go.
There's like Gillette's castle, but
you could take the train. Choo choo.
Yeah.
No. People all over the world.
No. So, but she just kept asking me if I knew how much it would cost to have a wedding in a castle. And I was like, I feel like you should look it up yourself and just
or get engaged to somebody
or just elope. I've done elopements. In the state of Connecticut, you don't need a witness. So I remember a guy I used to work with back in the day at Target. He messages me. He's like, "Hey, you're ordained, right?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm ordained. My brother and his girl want to elope. They want to get it done next Saturday. Are you free?" Sure. And
wow.
he was a good friend of mine. So I was like, "Yeah, sure, of course." So they're like, "Meet us at Devil's Hop Yard." Okay. So it was during maybe the fall. We were able to be on the waterfall with no water. I have a picture of it somewhere to show you.
That's pretty.
Where it was just myself. They were in like leggings and like running gear. Like they looked very athletic, nothing like me. And it was a very quick, do you?
We do.
And then they moved out of Connecticut. That, for all I know, for last I heard from him, they're still married. Yeah. They said it was one of the best decisions they ever did. I've had some nice weddings. I've had some really cool couples I'm still in touch with that I still
That's adorable.
am friends. In fact, I went to one of the girls. I booked at least 6 weddings off of her wedding because all of her friends saw me working her wedding and they liked me and booked me off of those. So there's some, like I said, that I'm still very close with. That one, I just went to her 50th birthday party.
Aw.
Yeah,
happy birthday.
Yay. Yeah, so
I do keep in touch mostly with, like, there's no reason for me not, except for that first one.
Is it clear under there? Can I push this under here?
Oh, yeah. Wee. Oh, that's pretty.
So there was no water anywhere. So we were able to actually...
Wait, did you Photoshop the water in?
Well, wherever there is water, there was no water where we were standing.
I want to show them. Like, I don't know, zoom in.
I mean, your camera's kind of far. That's your camera, right?
Oh, I could have.
Well,
yeah.
Ready? We're going to try something. Is that your camera? Is this your camera?
Yep.
Wait, no,
that way?
Wait, this way? This way?
There you go. Stay still. Yay!
That's me. And that's them. So now you kind of have an insight to how our cameras kind of work here.
Right? I have kept in contact with, oh my gosh. So I live in Uncasville, Montville, and there was just a new venue. There was big arguments with like the neighbors, blah blah blah. I DJ'd the first wedding ever done at that venue. So like the couple's amazing. It's also their kid. So like their kid was the first wedding ever there. So that's really cute. And like I just like stop it. I just super bonded with this bride. Like super bonded. We're both sober.
Oh, that's cool.
It was really cool. And she's like, and then when I pulled in to meet them, I got, oh my God, you're the green Jeep? And I was like, I am. So now, even though the wedding was like years ago, a few years, was it 2 years ago? I don't know. I've promised every time I see somebody outside, I will beep and wave because they're like down the street from where I live. And so I've kept that promise up. Every time I go by, I beep and wave to the point where it has become a problem that I don't like the horn in my Jeep. And I asked my mechanic wife, like, is there a way to change the horn? And so she's like, what? No. What? No. And I'm like, no, but there is, because they have the da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
And so she's like, why? And I'm like, because it's hard to push. She's like, it's still going to be hard to push. And I'm like, but is there like a soft push horn? And I'm like trying to like pick her brain about like, can I get a button, a lever, a DJ console, like anything. So now I've decided that on my mirror, I'm going to get the Aruga, and that's going to be my horn. And this is all because of this wedding. So that's kind of like a weird wedding story. But they were amazing. That venue is gorgeous, and they built it themselves.
What venue?
I don't know what it's called.
Oh, okay.
It's down the street from where I live. Oh, it's okay. But yeah, it's in, I think it's considered Montville.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, I'll figure it out later.
So
we'll send them a bill.
Yeah. So I had done a wedding where I was friends with the father. So the daughter had asked if I could do their wedding. I did the officiating and coordinating.
Oh boy. That seems like a lot.
It depends. I can't.
Which one's easier for you?
Officiating. Yeah. Because it's literally just standing up and yeah. But I love logistics and I'm good at it. So, but I don't advertise as much anymore. I'll still do it if I'm asked. And I will help with the day of and whatnot. But ever since I had my knee surgery, it's kind of hard because I'm a one woman thing when I do it.
Yeah.
But this one couple, they were the greatest couple. First, he is like 7 feet tall and she's like 4 feet tall.
Oh
like,
my God.
It is a big difference. Oh, look, I can see my hand. All right, sorry. Distracted. You done?
Yeah.
Okay. So everything they did was great. There was nothing bad or whatnot that I can say. The only thing they did different was instead of cutting the cake, they cut the lasagna because both of their parents are divorced and they felt cutting the cake was a bad omen since they came from two divorced families. So to make it different, they cut the lasagna.
What a belief.
I mean,
I love lasagna.
So do I.
I love lasagna more than wedding cake. Wedding cake is usually awful.
I've been to a wedding where they did donut tower. That was the wedding I was in, that I was actually a bridesmaid in. Then
cupcakes.
Yeah, I've seen cupcakes. I've seen one. I wasn't a part of it, but I saw it actually just recently where instead of cutting the cake, they cut the tomahawk, the steak.
They cut the steak instead of the cake.
They were in Texas.
Oh, God.
It was this huge outdoor barbecue shindig. I wish I could have been there for that.
Surprised they didn't take the apple out of the pig's mouth. Like,
if I can find it, I'll show you the photos I had seen of it, that she's wearing her white dress. He's wearing like a nicer shirt. Wasn't a tuxedo kind of thing. They were very much a relaxed.
Nice. Yeah.
But she's got like the black plastic gloves on, cutting everything together, and that was pretty cool. I've seen some good weird things, such like cut the lasagna and whatnot.
I think I've seen cake, I've seen cupcakes, I've seen donuts, I've seen just a dessert table. Like there
Yeah,
was
I've seen
no
those.
whatever. I think more and more I'm seeing couples that want to veer from traditional and they want to make it their own, which I
I'm for that.
freaking love.
Mhm.
I have really general, generic advice like don't start and stop the dancing, start and stop to do whatever you want to do. Do everything you want to do and then leave people alone.
Right.
They came there for you. They gave you a great gift.
Mhm.
Take pictures with them, have fun with them. Just don't make them start and stop because people start not knowing what to do and they feel
Right.
really uncomfortable and they leave immediately.
I saw something really cool. I think it was like on TikTok. So it was called the flash mob, but not what you think of a flash mob. So that way they got a picture with everybody. It was the photographer and the couple, and they ran to every table. Like they were like, okay, you're going to be next. Get ready. So the bride and groom are with everyone at the table. They all take a picture. The bride and groom run to the next table. They take a picture with everybody, run to the next table.
That's really cool.
Then there was same kind of concept, but
somebody's coming out of the bathroom.
Seriously. Then they got a picture with everybody that was there. And I've seen one where same kind of concept, but it was whichever table was like if it was a buffet or something, whichever table was getting ready to be called up.
That's a good one.
They would go
While
to that
you're in
table
line or whatever.
Yeah, before they would leave. They would say, okay, table 7, get ready. Table 6, you're on deck.
That's
to get ready for that. So that I think that's a cool logistical idea if you want to make sure you get a picture with everybody because then you're at every table.
It's really hard to navigate photographers. Don't want to talk about my photographer.
We won't talk about your photographer. I wasn't even there and I'm not happy at your photographer.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it. I will talk about my videographer.
Videographer.
Yeah, sure.
Depending on how you want to call it.
They were amazing. That was Marcel Studios.
I've heard of them.
They're amazing. Really amazing. So it's weird too. This is weird. So like when I was getting changed in my changing room, blah, 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 they want to do the 2 different things. Well, it's husband and wife. Usually they have a bride and a groom. They didn't. They had a bride and a bride. And they did ask us. They're like, do you want him in? She can't go back and forth.
Right.
It's going to take way too long because they need to do this at the same time,
Mm-hmm.
blah, blah. So like he was in my dressing room. I felt so like he's so comforting and safe and helpful. Like I was dressed.
Right.
Except for I'll talk about my own wedding. Let's talk about the mishaps of my own wedding, which I should have like known how to do.
This is fun. Sit back, everybody.
I'm getting married and I know. I don't know what to do. And so blah, blah, blah. We're getting everything. I thought it would be cute to hand stamp the guest book, which was a little mini thing I made with it looks like pallets, but they're like this big. And every tag has like an eat me, drink me kind of tag because I love Alice in Wonderland. And it says, the secret to a good marriage is, and you're supposed to write down whatever, or the secret, it said a few different things. Hand stamping was not cute. Hand stamping was a pain in the ass. And half of the stamps ended up under my porch, which I cannot get to. The ducks could, but they were very unhelpful. And so the phrases changed as I ran out of letters to write what I was previously writing. Like it changed from the secret to a good marriage to the key to marriage. Because I lost letters. So that was not cute. All right, that was one. Second, I made all of the centerpieces. That was cute. Blah, blah, blah. I didn't want cake. I wanted pie. Nobody would let me have pie. So,
that seems weird.
Yeah. We had cake, but I had a really pretty cake. I had a naked cake.
Oh, sorry. No, I'm good. Go ahead.
I can do this. You want me to do that?
No, you're fine.
Okay. It's called a naked cake. It was really pretty, blah, blah, blah. So then we're getting ready, and my mom was like, do you have underwear?
I can hear her say that.
Do what? Do you have underwear? Yeah, I own underwear, Mom. Why are there's so many people around? Like, cause like, my family's around and we're talking
Right.
about, oh, the wedding's coming up. Oh, we're so excited. I had no idea my family would come. I was so scared to invite them, but I invited them. And some of them just didn't come because they couldn't make it. And most of them came. And I was like, what do I do with this? Like, I thought it was just going to be me and my queer friends and call it a day. But that was really, really cool that my family came. I got some of the last pictures with my uncle that passed away, all of that. Like, amazing.
There's a good one of you and your dad. You
Yeah.
showed me.
There's like, yeah, one. And so, yeah, she's like, do you have underwear? And I'm like, oh my God. And
Well, I
I'm
mean,
like,
in one sense, I can say your dress was not floor length.
my dress was floor length with a train. My
Well, with a
cocktail
train.
dress wasn't. But so, like, that's what I think she's saying. And I'm like, yes, Mom, I have underwear. And she's like, you got underwear. I'm like, yes. And she's like, new ones? No. Stop talking about my underwear. Like, oh my God. And so she's like, well, you're going to need new underwear. And I'm like,
Why?
is that a thing? I think it's a thing. I don't know. So I needed to go get new underwear, I guess.
I mean, to each their own.
I think it's something very archaic and
I mean,
when you consummate the marriage, and then if you're a virgin, kind of like hanging the sheets outside. So I'm like, well, I'm gay, right?
I know you're not a virgin at that time either.
Also, I'm not a virgin. I had a lot of life decisions, and
I don't know what you're talking about.
and I made them.
I'm very virginal. I'm practically abstinent.
So yeah, I had to go get new underwear. So we go to Victoria's Secret, and I walk in all my glory. This is me. And I'm like, hi, I need underwear. And the girl's like, well, welcome. You're at the right place. And I'm like, I'm getting married. Is there special married underwear that I need? Kind of like there's mom pants.
Hitched.
Does it
Just
say
married.
something on the ass? Is it crotchless? I don't know what I'm going for. And so she's like, oh my, okay. And my mom's like, I'm like, you did this. This is your fault. I was going to wear the underwear that says Tuesday because I can't find the rest of them. Not
regular Hanes.
Like Hanes her way.
I mean,
nothing was my way. Nothing was my way for my wedding.
It could have been Jen's way too.
It could have been anybody's way other than my mother's.
It was sideways.
It was sideways. It was sideways. So this girl is showing me all these underwear, and I'm like, that looks itchy.
That's not a type of underwear you want.
That looks like it's gonna cause a rash right up in there. No, and it's no. And then she comes out with these white, lacy, full butts. I'm like, sold, please, yes. And so I buy them. And they are the most expensive underwear I have ever bought in my life. Like, I usually get a pack. I'm like, oh, they don't,
right.
One. I get one underwear, like on one underwear. Okay, so I
Only
get
one wear will be undered.
And it was like $16. And I'm like, what the fuck? And so, yep, I got my underwear. And then my mom was like, what about flowers? And I'm like, well, I'm going to do the dried flowers. You're not having dead flowers. Okay. So then we got alive flowers, which were not alive, because then I was like, well, what about a plant? And she's like, no, not a plant. And I'm like, but I could keep it alive as a testament of my love, and that would be cute. And she's like, what are you going to do if it dies? I'm like, get divorced. Duh.
Everything dies eventually.
So I could not have dead flowers. I could only have half dead flowers, like as in just killed flowers and cut. Not like dried flowers that had been cut previously, but the dead flowers that were still.
So you needed ones that had a timeline?
Yeah. And so
there's so many morbid jokes I want to make.
So we got that. And I was like, I just wanted dead flowers and no underwear. I just wanted to be free balling it. I just wanted air conditioning. I want free air conditioning on my wedding day, and I got nothing. And I have just killed flowers, not dead flowers.
Do you want to do a vow renewal? I could do it for you.
We might. And so I'm gonna get such a good photographer.
I think we know a few by now.
And so I have my just killed flowers and my lacy underwear, which was itchy. Just lacy underwear is itchy. Learn that. But so this guy is in my dressing room and he's filming and he's very respectful. And I have been in soft. I have aced gym class. I'm just going to get changed now. Also, we were doing my makeup. I didn't bring a shirt because I like, you're doing my makeup, but I'd wear my, no, you can't wear your dress because it's going to fall and then you're going to look like you just ate a bunny or something. And so now I need a shirt. So my best friend takes off her shirt and she gives it to me. And I am sitting there in her shirt, which is much smaller than me. And I am getting my makeup done. Also, the night before my wedding, we decided to do the rehearsal dinner. And I am allergic to latex. We will not go into the story of how I found that out, but there was no shower that fixed it. And so I'm allergic to latex and I'm also been fasting. So I fit into this dress and it's beautiful and it's like fitted and it has a train and I'm in love, but it never fit me from day one.
Did it fit you on?
It did.
Okay.
Perfectly. And so I cried when I tried it on again for like the 107th time and it fit and it zipped and I was like, holy shit, I am not eating for the rest of my life.
And or at least till the end of the wedding.
Right. And I'm like, why do you guys want to go out the night before the wedding? Like I was going to not eat and maybe just stay still.
Don't even think thoughts.
Take a laxative or something. None of these are diet tips. These are terrible ideas. And so we go out and I get a salad. And
roughage.
Yep. Lo and behold, when you make salad in a restaurant, a lot of people wear gloves because you're ripping and stuff, and they were latex gloves.
Oh no.
So I got a free lip job because I hitched it up like, and we get home in my bridal shower. I did not want to wear shot glasses. I did not want a sash. I did not want a crown. I did not want to go out and woo. So we stayed home and we did facials and moisturizers. And there's a funny picture of me with like the lip mask thing. And so I'm like, oh my God, was I allergic to that thing? Because now my lips look like that mask thing because they look like lips and now my lips match. And was that what it was supposed to do? Where's the package? So now I'm like, how am I going to get married? And so I'm like, cortisol, everything you're not supposed to put on your face, I am lathering on my face. My face was so moisturized. I am taking Benadryl. I am high as hell for my wedding because I am on Benadryl liquid and pill form. And my lips are still like Kardashian. And my makeup artist was amazing because it looked great.
You couldn't tell.
No, it just looked like I have great lips.
Hi.
And while they are great, they're okay. They are not as great as they were on my wedding because I was like, so yeah, there was that. And then, so I am now in this t-shirt and like, I got my underwears on and boxers.
Not your Tuesdays.
And a t-shirt and, getting my makeup done. Makeup's done. I'm like, oh my God, you made the cut that ended up in my lip go away because my lips swelled so much that they like split and everything looked amazing. My mouth hurt.
Yeah, walk that off.
I was on so much Benadryl, but we were good. She did a great job. Then they did my hair. And then I'm like, I'm going to get dressed. Like, and he's still asking questions and stuff. So I have a bra on and underwear and I just jump into my dress, blah, blah, blah. Never noticed that these underwear that my mother made me get are like see-through in the back. Just the back. I don't know why. I don't buy underwear like this. Like my underwear style has been the same since I was 6. It's just like I can dig some flowers. But like there's no strings or wings or lace or they don't come up high. They don't go down low.
There's no extra things like pearls attached to them.
There's no pearls. I had a button on a pair once. I didn't know what it was for. I still don't, but it was cute. That was about it. And so, yeah, I only found this out because the bra and underwear set that I got kind of looked like a bathing suit to me. Mm. So after the wedding, we got home. I like ran outside to the garage to get something, which is how I found out they were see-through in the back because Jen lost her freaking mind. She's like, "Oh my God, you're naked. Get inside." And I'm like, "It's fine. It's like a bathing suit. Don't body shame me." And she's like, your underwear is lace. It is lace. It's not lacy. It is lace.
It is see-through. I am through seeing it.
And all of my neighbors have Ring cameras. I cannot believe I have not ended up on YouTube for any other reason than this.
That is funny.
Yeah. So that was my wedding. My cousin's wedding was hilarious. I showed up like this because I didn't know it was happening. And then they were like, "Oh yeah, we're getting married." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, I am at work." So I'm like, "Jen, get in the car." My cousin's getting married, so we show up. I did not like the DJ. But that was like the only part I didn't like. She had like a super old school wedding, like little candy covered nuts that you break your teeth on.
Oh, yeah, the Jordan almonds.
Yeah.
I love those.
I love them too. I love that she had them, like, because that was like every wedding when I was a child. So I loved all that. I did not like the DJ. It was like song, stop, song, stop.
I get that way if there's no planner at a wedding, or just
like,
watching the logistics fall, and I'm like, should I offer? I can offer. I know what to do. Like, no, I'll just sit down. Just sit down.
I made everybody cry at my wedding. My dad had Alzheimer's, and like we pulled teeth to get him there.
Right.
Like the nursing home was like, "No, he's ours," and I was like, "F off," and I stole him. And then we're like sitting there, and I realized he has my dress, and I can't get up. And like, if anybody with like a neurodivergence or whatever,
they're tight.
And I'm like sitting there, and I'm like, "Mom, Mom,
little help."
Yeah, and I'm like, he has my dress, like he has it, and he's like, and I'm like, I'm not gonna go anywhere. I'm gonna sit right here. I don't want to go anywhere, but I do not want to sit like I'm like, if I sit up, it's gonna come down. Like,
yeah, not a good combo.
Yeah,
not a good combo.
That was funny. He looks so handsome.
Yeah, I haven't gotten married. I've been engaged. That was not engaged anymore.
And gag.
Yeah, that's a story for a more serious episode.
So to ask everybody out there, have you met Steph? We should give away a date with Steph.
Let's not.
Yeah, like a fundraiser. Come on. Can't go on a date with anyone. I'm married. Everybody saw my butt. I am married.
Yeah. I know.
I got new underwear for that.
Okay. I'm proud of you. I'm sure your mom is very proud.
Oh, she's such a yes. I love her so much.
But no, we'll talk. I have some stuff we can talk about on a more serious episode of my past.
I just got ordained again. I don't know if that's legal, but I did it.
Oh.
So
well,
I'm ordained.
Yours, yeah.
I'm ordained. It's a Everybody Welcome Ministry of Love or whatever the hell it's called. And it is legal everywhere, blah, blah, blah. But then I was just doom scrolling and I found this.
I had actually seen that 3 days before you messaged it to me, because I started following that page just because it was funny. And then you sent me the link for that. I'm like, I just saw this.
I know. I'm in your head. So I am now also ordained as a minister of the Nomian Church. And it's about gnomes. Let me see if I happen to the page that I can control. Thank you. So yeah, I ordered the hat.
What's the hat look like?
Oh my God.
I didn't know there were hats.
There were hats. This is the gnome shop. So this is the hat. I think I got purple. So I will wear this at your wedding because I am officially a minister of the Nomian Church. I'm so proud of this. And also I'm thinking about getting little like gnomes to give away or hide at the wedding.
I have to quit tangent, but still same thing. So I have a friend that his nickname is Papa Gnome.
Huh.
So he was my old manager at the video store that I used to work at, John. Hi, John, if you ever watch this. Anyway, me and some other friends, we pranked him on Halloween. We, for like 6 months, bought garden gnomes, like of various sizes, small ones, huge ones, everything. And then on Halloween, we snuck onto his property because he used to live near me, and we covered his yard in gnomes everywhere.
I would love if my friend did that with flamingos. I got flocked. That's what it's called. You get flocked. Yeah. Jen hates
I do remember
flamingos. She tried to train rocks to eat them, and I was like, please don't. They have a metal spike through them. That's how they stand. Like, please don't. Yeah. I just see oral surgery through and through. So she stopped. She loves you. But she still hates them, and I think she ran over at least 2 with the lawnmower.
Goodness.
So in my defense, I ordered like 200 mini flamingos. They're like this big.
I'm waiting to hear the defense.
And I hid them in her stuff. So now she is still to this day finding flamingos like in a clean pair of pants pocket or like a shirt pocket, or I put one in her vitamins. And then I thought about it and I'm like, I'm glad she didn't swallow it. Because it's not a chewable flamingo. It's just a regular
that'd be
flamingo.
So bad.
So yeah, I love flamingos. I think I love them more because she hates them. And that, my friends, is marriage.
I feel like I want to stay single now.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want.
It's much better for legal reasons and like.
Yeah, just me and my cat. I don't know if my cat could handle somebody else. I'm not sure she even likes me most of the time.
Her. She's pretty.
I love her. I will protect her to no end. But I don't know if she loves me.
She loves you. You buy her hair bands just because she likes them, not because you ran out. Because there's no way you will ever run out of hair bands if you just took one of hers.
I have an awesome video we'll have to play next time of her playing fetch.
We can do a pet episode.
Yes.
So submit your pets to us, and we'll talk about them. Give a little
bio blurb or something about them.
Speaking of my pets, we sold 2 hoodies.
We did,
and you looked at me when you saw that like I did it, and I was like, I didn't do it. And it turns out that this is Breeze and Lori, and they bought hoodies, and they actually bought the one that has my actual brain on it.
Whoa!
So I had some weird stuff going on with my brain, so I had to get a MRI.
Yes.
And I kept that. There's another one. It's going to be on a t-shirt or something because it's hilarious. Because like it doesn't take into account your facial structure when it scans through and sees your eyeballs. So
I've seen those. I have my x-rays from 3rd grade when I was getting my braces looked at. And the lady who did mine, no. My teeth were all jacked up, hence me needing braces. But the lady who did it didn't know what she was doing. It was her first day. So I still have my glasses on. Yep. So it's a skeleton with glasses.
That's so cool.
I gotta find it. I know I have it.
That needs to be on a shirt. Dude.
I know. I'm gonna find it.
Yeah.
It's somewhere. It's in my house. Somewhere.
I love these ladies. This is mother and daughter, and like seriously,
so cool.
I am like obsessed with them.
Well, I remember looking on our like we get notifications.
We sold 2 hoodies. I'm like, we did.
We get notifications, obviously when any of our stuff or someone buys something. And I was looking and I'm like, hey, we sold some stuff. Because I remember the first sale that we ever had was my dad buying a hat. So
yeah,
and he wouldn't tell me for the longest time, and then eventually he was just, I'm your sale, the Don.
It's twice in one show, Don.
Wow.
Wait, your dad helped me today with like home stuff. Oh, the Don. That's 3 times. So Breeze did have a weird. It's not really weird, and it's not really a wedding story, but she said it may not qualify as weird, but at my sister's wedding, my parents were introduced at the reception as Lori and Jimmy Standish.
I remember my mom telling me when they got married, my mom's full name is Ernestine, but she would go by Ernie. She hated Ernestine. Mm-hmm. And back in the 80s, the person who announced at the reception, want to congratulate Don and Ernie. And they thought it was 2 gay guys.
Yes.
It was not. So
I would have renamed myself Bert.
So at one point they both worked at Walmart long back in the day, and he had a fake badge. Like he had one that said Don, but he also had one that every once in a while he'd flip over that said Bert. The Don. We'll have him back on for some reason or another.
I love that. button. So thank you to Breeze and Lori. If you buy any of our merch, you can find it on our website, weirdsterly.com, and follow the link.
Yeah.
And
show
send
us the pictures.
Yeah.
Tag
Seriously.
us or something so we can say thank you on air, because that's pretty cool. It's neat that there's people that want to support us.
Yeah. And you don't have to go to our website to hear our stream or anything. You can just go to your app store and download Apple or Android app.
There's
And
YouTube.
There's YouTube. There's Facebook. And there is also Alexa skill, which was hard to do. So please use it. If you say, Alexa, activate Weird Radio skill, she'll play Weirdsterly Radio.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
we're trying to get us out there as much as we can.
Yeah. Any closing words? We're so over time.
Nah, we're fine.
This was a good one.
This was fun. We got to talk about weddings and your wedding and
my underwears.
You trying to sell me online.
That's going to be a great fundraiser.
For who though?
I don't know. Like buy a ticket, $5, this date with Steph, and then we'll draw a winner at the next episode, and then they have to take you on a date. So not only did they buy the ticket, they have to take you on a date. They get to take you on a date.
Okay, we're going to have a talk later.
No, it's going to be fine.
We're going to have a talk later.
It's going to be great.
We're going to talk later.
$50?
75.
75. Sold. All right. So if you hear that, $75, you get a ticket. And at some undisclosed time, we will pull the drawing and you could win a date with Steph.
What has my life come to? Yep. Okay.
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 Okay. You're just done.
I don't know what else to say.
Okay. $75. I'm going to put it on our website so that you can register.
Oh my God.
Weirdsterly.com.